Hey guys, last time we had just stepped foot into the Crystarium, and I have taken the last few weeks to kind of catch up on old trials, picking up jobs for role quests, and mostly just kind of messing around before jumping into the story that is Shadowbringers. Today, we're back in the Crystarium, exploring the city capital, and kind of looking for our friends. Where are all our friends? How are they all doing? And how long have they all been here? Firstly, I have to travel around the Crystarium and get shown different parts of the city. And for those of you that know me, know that I play Alala, and I'm sure you've been waiting for this particular moment. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome, my name is Braggy, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid, by half. Did you guys see this guy's face when I walked up to him? He watched me walk all the way up to him, and he's basically looking at his feet now. That's insulting. In any case, our merchants stock a wide range of equipment, so we should have something in your size. Forgive my asking, but you are a dwarf, yes? We don't get many of your lot coming around from the mountain these days. What? I don't like this guy anymore. He's not cool. I'm sorry, did you just say dwarf? The sass. Now, naturally, since this is my first conversation with someone in the Crystarium, I absolutely love it. It sets such a good tone for the rest of the exploration. Next, we travel to the Crystalline Mean to visit Catless. No relation to Katniss, I assume. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too, thanks to us in the Mean. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make city life possible. This is a place to visit if you need a coat mended, if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Now, I assume this area is for crafting jobs and gathering jobs, etc. The Crystarium is such a big open place, and I absolutely love the colors and the feel of the area so far. However, the travel to the Cabinet of Curiosity, where someone named Moren reads me a children's story, which actually has a ton of information in regards to the lore and the story regarding the Flood, and how it has impacted their world, leaving only Norvrant, where we currently are within the Crystarium, untouched by this light. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the food unquestionably was, or the flood, excuse me, not food, flood. Land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you've an interest in modern history. Splendid. A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. What the f... Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. Excited, this could be cool. 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pulled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous, blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Okay, turn the page. Excuse me. Yet, just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before it. The Oracle of Light, she stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvrant, or Norvrant alone, spared the fate of erasure. Is that gonna be Minfilia? The Oracle, is that that's Minfilia, right? The Oracle of Light? Or is she the Oracle of something else? Moren's books are great. Oh, does Moren do this, everybody? Oh, okay. Damn, Quizzical. Moron might be more apt if he offers us a children's book again. Jesus. Quizzel's coming out with the fags. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from the Norvent skies. Even now, they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. For our flesh! Jesus. I know I made jokes about Moren and not wanting to read a picture book, but it was actually super nice to get information in regards to the Crystarium, the Crystal Tower, have some lore compound on top of what we already know, and what we've been able to put together based on our own inferences. After taking this wonderful tour, getting called a dwarf, and reading a children's book, it's time to go and visit the Exarch to see what happens next, and what information he might have for us. Enter the Crystal Tower. Wait, is this the Crystal Tower that we're walking into? Oh, it is! Yo, look at it, it's so cool. It looks cold in here, though. It looks like it would be freezing in here.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard.
Wait, were we afraid of being overheard before?
I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind.
Okay.
Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions.
Yes.
To put it simply, they are here in the first.
But?
Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source.
So they're not here yet?
In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted.
So they're either not here yet, or they've been here so long.
That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time.
Oh, thank goodness, now that I'm here.
As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
Oh my god, poor Thancred, dude. Dude's been through some shit.
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphinaud and Alisae, have lived in the first for almost a year.
Jeez.
My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well.
Well, I would like my friends to be here too, right? Like, we're a team. I work with my team.
As they were not the object of my summonings, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
Dang, Thancred always does find himself without clothes. Poor Thancred, dude. He would get pulled through absolutely butt naked.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Damn, that sucks. Thancred. Then find a way to send them. What have they been doing this whole time? They've been here for years.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift.
Okay, do you think he had the same vision that we did, that I still don't understand what it means?
In that chaotic no man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source.
What does that mean?
This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes.
So the first being where we are now, and the source being where we were?
Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Nah, I don't die.
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours.
Wait, does Urianger not have stuff covering his face anymore?
Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity.
Wait. It was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters, which were the creatures outside, will serve to prevent the calamity. Okay, how?
Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down the and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
For the moment. For the moment.
Excellent. You will not regret this.
I mean, what choice do I have?
Settled? We shall have to see about getting you ready for the road.
I'm ready now.
Across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
More showing around? More traveling? I want to go see my friends, dude. The Exarch wants to take us to a room, but first, we make a stop to meet someone called Theo Uhl to help connect us with our home world and the Crystarium here on the first, which is basically just connections between the market board, Moogles, and summoning bells here in the first.
Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Theo Uhl, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine gentleman is a friend from a distant realm.
Who?
And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from his home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
Do I get my own little fairy person?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do.
I literally didn't do anything crazy. I didn't. I really didn't. I appreciate how nice she's being, but I didn't do anything insane.
After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin.
That didn't seem like she took very long to make her consideration. Now, I have plenty of time to go take a nap now that everything is absolutely wonderful here in the Crystal Tower adjacent town. I can't imagine anyone would bother me, speak to me, come visit me, or interrupt my quiet time. Right? Surely not. Pleasure to meet you, sir, and welcome to your new home at the Pendant. Your room is ready, if you'd care to retire. Yeah, might as well. Get a good sleep, you know, I probably won't sleep again for another like 8 years. This is a big ass room. Man, think of all the parties. Where's my bed? I should have like a small bed in the corner somewhere. Very la size, I bet. Oh my god, I'm gonna fall out this window. This is a huge room. I'm a very honored guest here, apparently. Holy crap. Yo, it's the Warrior of Darkness. Wait, is he coming here too? Was he called back?
I know you. You're the Warrior of Light from the Source.
Yeah. What's up, dude? Holy shit. The Warrior of Darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, gods, how long has it been?
I don't know.
Hi. That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness.
Is he dead?
My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the Source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood.
Oh.
We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Let them guide us to the Source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the First. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant, Minfilia and my friends. They surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness.
So it was Minfilia who did it when he was showing me like the picture books. The Oracle of Light is what they called him.
Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
A million years. I don't know. Time does not flow here normally. I have no freak clue.
100 years. 100 long years.
I guess they did say that when we were reading the book, huh? It's been quite a while. So is he a ghost? Is he not actually here?
My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift.
Because he got here around the same time we did, didn't he, in the beginning?
I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
Why is he accusing me? Like I've done something wrong? I've been invited here, sir. Chill.
You were summoned to save the First.
Yeah, dude.
A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who tried to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end.
I can try to help, but I don't know shit from fuck right now, so...
Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Speaking about his friends, they've been sucked up. What a weird... even like when I come up here to relax, I can't even relax. Ghosts come to visit me in the night. Oh my god, look how big that bed is. Can you imagine sleeping on a bed that big? I bet it's so nice. No matter where you move, there's always bed. I'm surprised my character can even sleep, to be honest. Like, after everything they've been through, like, I feel like I would just lay awake at night all the time. Ardbert. Interesting we only knew him as the Warrior of Darkness before. His story was very similar to the one that was discussed with Moren when we read the children's book. Chat and I kind of take this time to discuss the timeline here and conclude that Ardbert and friends leave the First with the intention of saving their world. That's how they end up on ours. However, based on our conversation, and I'd be interested in hearing everyone else's, we think time moved a little bit slower during that period of time while they were gone, and when they returned, the flood still had not finished, allowing them time to protect Norvrant, but, in turn, sacrificing Ardbert's friends. A heroic, noble, and very sad deed, which in turn leaves Ardbert all alone. After waking from my sleep, we go meet with the Exarch in hopes to return to the conversation of my friends and their whereabouts.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest.
It's haunted. I had a ghostly visitor, because I did. We gotta give all the information to this Archon, to the Archon here.
Was not aware the room was haunted.
It's haunted.
And you were rather tired.
Super haunted.
Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know.
No, he was nice.
Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
Yes, I want to go see my friends, please. Hopefully I can just see them all in one fell swoop. Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to.
This map shows the lands of Norvrant, the only area to be spared the flood of
Not a whole lot, I'll tell you what.
The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland.
Lakeland, okay. In the middle.
To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger.
Okay.
To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest.
That makes sense, actually, for Y'shtola.
Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty.
What do I have to do?
As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium.
In this bit here? Oh, that's not a short...
Alphinaud is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness.
Yulmore, you guys are right. Yulmore.
For his part in furthering our cause, Alphinaud journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement.
Okay, that's not a short, like, that's so far, I guess, a short flight. So he's saying, like, I'll take some sort of contraption there. Looks like a volcano island.
Alisae, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Moren. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters.
Okay.
In contrast to her brother, Alisae felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
Interesting. Where's Thancred? What's the boy doing?
So, will it be Calusia or Moren? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred.
Yes.
He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of sin eaters.
Presently engaged as a wandering hunter of sin eaters. So is he out in
Being
the...
ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
So we just have no idea where he is. Awesome. Sweet. He's just out there somewhere. He's just like, well, he's, you know, around sometimes, occasionally. Holy crap, I can't believe they've been here so long. But we now know the location of all of our friends, and we can kind of touch base with some of them as time goes on. Well, sort of. Thancred is a debatable, we know where he is. However, now we have a decision to make as to which of the twins do we visit first. Now, I always say this, and I'll probably say it until I have a reason to not like Alisae, but doing the Binding Quarrels of Bahamut gave me such a wonderful understanding and connection to her that she is my favorite twin. So, naturally, we pick her and go to visit a merchant caravan to help us travel across the new world to attempt to find her. Ready to depart for Orang? Alisae will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. It was actually the worst timing in the whole world that she came here when she did. And it broke my heart. And I love Alisae. What's up, Cassard? You've come looking for work? I might have a spot for another guard. No, I'm not. I don't need work. I mean, I could be a guard, I guess. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Orang, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. We travel to a desert with the merchant caravan, where we are supposed to go to Journey's Head. However, the merchant wants to stop off in Mord Souk to collect some of his goods that he's purchased. We stop off to speak with an individual named Master Gengen, who is supposed to assist with the collection of these items. However, there's apparently a little bit of hazing that's going to happen to earn the trust of the locals.
Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals.
Okay, how should I do that?
Custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
Am I about to get freaking hazed?
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense.
Oh, nice.
A Ardbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Ardbert gold? Real Ardbert gold?
I'm about to get jumped? Oh, shit.
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
My god.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Alright, you know what? I'll bite. Let's go see what kind of food Ronron's has. Okay, let's see here. What should we get for food? Meat? Bread? Worms? I want the mush loaf, please. Ah, very wise. You won't wither on the sands with a gut full of cactus fruit filling. You have the gold? I do. Here you go. Besides, that's huge. Look at that thing. And done. One Vobertite honor buys you 40 loaves of bread. Holy crap. I mean, let's get the meat. Does look pretty good. 40 loaves of bread is a lot. It sounds like I'm eating all of it. Yeah, I look like I'm hurting. Yeah, let's share the rest. Our visitor invites us to feast. Let us give thanks for this great generosity and small appetite. If I can't eat it all, I might as well give some to other people. Consider your coin purse cracked. I'm pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm gonna pass out. This is not like me in real life, though. I would eat all 40 loaves in one sitting. Keeping the merchandise down? Yes. No returns. After following the custom and throwing a feast for all of our friends, we're invited to assist Cassard with collecting his merchandise. However, there's a problem, and Cassard will need to stay and sort it out. We're lucky enough to have someone named Tesseline come along and offer to escort us the rest of the way to Journey's Head. Alright, you think she'll recognize us? After a year? I mean, I look pretty, you know, distinct, right? There's also not that many Lalas. I'll be honest. Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alisae arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? You don't know? I don't know. What? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alisae who is unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. You're gonna have to tell me. I don't know what's going on. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alisae give you the full explanation. Now that we're here, it's time to meet with Alisae and get some information on this situation. However, it appears that Alisae is out on guard duty. We travel over to a scouting tower, but we find absolutely no sign of her. But we see some tracks in the sand, and we follow them to where we believe and hope she is. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. She lost? Was Alisae lost to the desert? The flood. Hello? Oh, is that one of those creatures?
Get back here!
Alisae.
Is that... It can't be.
You almost lost that one.
I had it under control, right up until the moment I didn't. I'll do better next time. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
They've all been here for a really long time. Is she mad at me?
How are you?
Oh, Alisae.
We've fought them to a standstill then.
Yeah, basically.
The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphinaud must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them.
Wait, if they can't go home, are they stuck here forever?
But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal.
That's true, and that's just how he speaks.
But on this matter,
He was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation.
No.
As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. Okay, and she's here collecting information about the Sin Eaters because the defeat of the Sin Eaters is potentially part of what we need to save this world. That great wall of white is a remnant of the flood.
Sure is, and it's bright as shit.
100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam.
That's exactly what it looks like.
A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared.
Yeah, I've read the children's book.
For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down.
And they become bats.
Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations.
Yeah, bats, that's what I said.
Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood.
Red. Okay, I looked at a picture book as it was flipped through.
Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach.
And we saw a merchant get killed at the beginning.
But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities.
Moren sat you down in the kindergarten room and read you a story. That's exactly what happened. So these things are they're just spreading the light continuously. So damn. So even though they stopped the flood, these monstrosities are still happening from people who came in contact with the flood. And then these creatures are able to then spread the flood, this light, like seeds, into people, which then further transforms and spreads it even further. Like a zombie virus, exactly. This is crazy. What?
They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them.
Okay. Down.
The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
Okay, so that's the condition that what's her name was talking about. Alright, I believe I have to explain myself here. I meant the "you almost lost that one" option as kind of a joke and poking fun at her, since the monster almost literally got away from her. I didn't mean to insult her, and I feel so bad after watching this back. Alright guys, this felt like such a decent stopping point to me, where we're finally rejoined with one member of the Scions, my favorite of course, and it's beginning to feel a little less lonely after they've all been taken away. Next time, I hope to learn all we can about the Flood, how the light spreads, and these Sin Eaters. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while we experience Shadowbringers for the first time. I'll see you guys in the next one.